Hello everyone, and welcome back to your daily government and financial news update. As always, I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on everything, so make sure to give this video a like, but also leave a comment giving your thoughts on everything that is currently going on. Okay, so we're just halfway through the year, and the Biden administration has already managed to break yet another one of their own records, this time an all-time high in illegal border crossings.
And U.S. Customs and Border Patrol released its southern border numbers for the month of June. As you mentioned, 207,000 encounters at the border, down slightly from the record high of 239,000 in May. But that brings this year's total encounters to 1,746,000. So far this fiscal year. That's eclipsing last year's record total of 1,734,000, and there are still 3 months left in the fiscal year of 2022. So we are now set to perhaps shatter last year's record. Also in June, Border Patrol arrested 6 people on the FBI's terror watch list. That brings this year's total to 56 FBI watch list arrests, which is more than the previous 5 years combined.
Now, while I don't have too big of an issue with desperate families trying to cross over for a better life, if they work hard and don't commit any other crimes, I mean, crossing over illegally is breaking the law in the first place, but I also understand the extreme poverty a lot of these people are living through. Regardless, what's scary about this, though, is the fact that many of the people crossing over don't have the intention of working hard, following the rules, and living an honest life. In fact, just this year, there's been a record number of terrorist sightings and illegal drugs.
At the U.S.-Mexico border, a record number of crossings continue. A report from Customs and Border Protection reveals there were more than 207,000 encounters at the border in the month of June. It also shows a record-setting number of terrorist sightings, an increased number of unaccompanied children, and illegal drugs. The overall number of border interactions is down from May's all-time high of 239,000. This is the 4th straight month where the report showed more than 200,000 encounters.
So, to all this disaster at the southern border that's often been ignored by the Biden administration, Texas Senator Ted Cruz demands to know where exactly the Democrats are.
I have a question for our friends in the media. Where are the Democrats? In a year and a half, Joe Biden hasn't bothered to come to the southern border. In a year and a half, Kamala Harris hasn't bothered to come to the Rio Grande Valley. In a year and a half, where are the Democrat senators? They're not here because you can't look at the dead bodies, at the children being assaulted, at the chaos. You can't look at it and defend it. It is wrong and it is immoral. And it needs to stop. And I want to thank our friends from the media who are here, and let me encourage you. The American people need to know what's happening. You know why Joe Biden doesn't come to the Rio Grande Valley? Because he knows if he comes, the TV cameras will follow. And their hope is to hide the human suffering. Just a few weeks ago, over 50 bodies were found dead in a tractor trailer outside of San Antonio. Children as young as 13 died of heat stroke. The Joe Biden body bags keep piling up. And we could stop this if we went back to the policies just a couple of years ago that were working, that had produced the lowest illegal immigration in 45 years. We know how to stop this. But it's a political decision to allow this suffering. And enough is enough is enough.
While our southern border gets ignored, the Biden administration has been making inflation their biggest priority, and recently started a victory lap over the small reduction in the price of gas. So now we have people like Joe Biden's economic advisor, Brian Deese, claiming that Americans are saving $50 per month on gas after the cost per gallon dropped around 50 cents.
Well, we've now seen gas prices fall for 34 straight days. They're down about 50 cents. That's positive. What it means is that for a typical household, you're probably generating savings about $50 a month.
Well, saving $50 per month is sure a lot of money, so I'd like to give my personal thanks to President Biden. Of course, by that logic, due to the fact that we're still paying over $2 more per gallon since Biden entered office, per net total, we're probably still paying around $200 more per month. Someone will have to check my math there, but I believe that to be correct. But hey, a win is a win, so I guess I can see why the White House is celebrating. Although, as a reporter pointed out to one of Biden's economic advisors, if you're not going to take credit and the blame when gas prices are going up, you can't exactly take credit when they go down. Now can you?
You're having it both ways, Jared, because when the gas prices go up, it's got nothing to do with the president. When we see some decline, you want him to get the credit.
Look, I think that there's no both-way thinking here at all.
Biden's press secretary Karine Jean-Pierre also took the opportunity to boast about the gas price reduction during her press conference, to which she was also confronted with the fact that prices are still $2 per gallon higher than when her boss took office.
We have seen gas prices go down in the past 34 straight days.
Aren't they still $2 a gallon higher than when you guys took office, though?
First of all, we have to look at the impact of how we got there, right? You think about the war that Russia has taken on in Ukraine, an unmitigated war, and a war that is brutal and that has had an effect on the price gases going up, almost $2. We have talked about that endlessly. And also, we are also in a once-in-a-generation pandemic. So there are outside factors that has led to gas prices going up.
Okay, now moving into some news regarding stimulus checks. Over in Indiana, the government will be sending one-time direct payments of up to $125 to single filers, and for residents who filed their tax returns jointly, $250. In New Mexico, they decided to up the ante by giving their residents $250 for single filers and double that, $500 to joint filers. Those payments are expected to start going out this week as well. And finally, the third stimulus payments going out this week will be in Maine, where they outdid Indiana and New Mexico combined, giving out $850 to single filers and $1,700 for those filing jointly. In the comment section below, let me know whether or not you're expecting to receive any of those payments. Okay, now moving into some other news, where Kamala Harris made some rather interesting comments yesterday comparing abortions, yes, abortions, to slavery.
We know, NAACP, that our country has a history of claiming ownership over human bodies.
Sounds to me like she's suggesting being pro-life is the same thing as supporting slavery, which I gotta say is a pretty hot take, considering pro-lifers hope to save more lives, realizing that the life of a fetus is just as important as your life or my life, whereas slave owners really didn't have any regard for the humans they owned. Of course, surprisingly, that wasn't even the craziest thing coming out of the Biden administration yesterday, as we had the Assistant Secretary for Health, Rachel Devine, saying that we need to empower kids, yes, empower them to go on puberty blockers and get sex reassignment surgery. Remember, these are kids, young children, not 18-year-old consenting adults, that we now have the Biden administration pushing to have sex reassignment surgery if they suggest, even for the tiniest amount, that they may be more comfortable as another gender. This is just crazy.
So we really want to base our treatment and to affirm and to support and empower these youth, not to limit their participation in activities and sports, and even limit their ability to get gender affirmation treatment in their state.
So we have that, and now I leave you this, posted from Libs of TikTok, where a teenager identifies as a cat, and this person and their fellow cat friends apparently meow at each other to signal, well, various things.
I'll be teaching you guys some ways that my friends and I meow to one another to communicate when words just seem a little too difficult. So here we go. Okay, so first off we have the normal meow that we just use mostly to get each other's attention. Meow. Okay, then we have the dissatisfied meow. Then the angry meow, but we only use this one on rare occasions because overall we're a very happy kitten family. Then the happy or content meow. Meow. Okay, then one of the most important ones for our kitten family is the I wanna go potty meow. It took me a really long time to master this meow because it needs to be really specific in order for my kittens to understand. Meow, meow, meow. Okay, this is the most important meow for me, and it's the I need help wiping meow. Okay, and last but definitely not least is our in heat meow, and we use this when we need a little bit more special kitten attention, if you know what I mean. Meow. Meow.
I'll make no further comments, but I do think it's a pretty good time to move on to some money news, where the S&P 500 dropped off to start the week yesterday after spinning and starting most of the day in the green, but finishing the day down 0.84%. The Nasdaq also performed poorly yesterday, sinking into the red by 1.46%. So far today, though, futures are back in the green, with the Dow futures up 0.28%, S&P 500 futures up 0.42%, and Nasdaq futures up 0.40%. Now, after Bitcoin was nearly about to get back into the 23,000s yesterday, it suddenly dipped and is now sitting right back around $22,000 once again. Still, over the past week, Bitcoin is up just over 11%, so it is doing pretty good over the past week. Now, with that said, it's certainly not a bad time to start investing, or if you're already started investing, to continue dollar cost averaging down. So in the comment section below, I will be pinning a comment where you can receive 6 free stocks and $5 of Bitcoin from my partner in Webull. So take advantage of that offer if you are interested. But on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. If you enjoyed the content in today's video and you would like to see more like it, I would encourage you to give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and also ring the notification bell. That way you will be the very first to be notified when I do release future videos. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day ahead, and I'll see you in the next video.